For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics are updating their environmental milestones for young children. So what does this mean for you and your kids? Fox 's Haley Rush explains.
If you're a parent, we're talking about the questionnaire you usually fill out at your pediatrician's office. Say you have a 6-month-old, you'll check if your child meets certain developmental milestones like do they roll from front to back or reach and grab a toy they want. But now you'll notice changes to that checklist. Here's why. For the first time since 2004, developmental milestones for children ages 0 to 5 are changing. Tell me about these milestone changes.
Yeah, I think probably the most important thing for your audience to understand is that the purpose of the development of milestones is to identify children who have developmental issues that require interventions.
Dr. Brad Olson is the medical director at Randall Children's Clinic.
And probably the most important thing for the audience to understand about the updates to the milestones is that they have been transitioned away from milestones set at a median age of achievement to the 75th percentile.
For example, Dr. Olson says with the previous milestones, a parent would check if their 9-month-old baby is pulling up on something to stand. With the updated milestones, that's now set at 12 months.
And that's an acknowledgement of the fact that, only 50% of kids would be able to do that by the 9-month well-child checkup. But when you push it back to 12 months, if children haven't attained that ability, it's more salient and requires an intervention.
And Dr. Olson says early intervention is key.
It's easier to address a problem early than it is to wait. The outcomes are better. The threat with setting milestones at the 50th percentile is that providers take a wait-and-see approach. But then you run the risk of not intervening when you sometimes may need to.
I'm a parent of young kids and I obsess over these milestones. I'm sure a lot of other parents do. Do you think it will take out some of the fear when your child maybe isn't meeting those marks right away?
Yes. Again, with the 50th percentile, half of the children are going to hit that milestone and half aren't. But most of those children are completely normal. But then you run the risk of worrying about a child who really doesn't have an issue going on because they haven't been on the side, the 50-50 side who attain that milestone.
Dr. Olson says the updated changes also add a milestone checkup at 15 and 30 months, which wasn't previously there. And for reference, there are 4 areas that pediatricians monitor when it comes to milestones: motor, language, cognitive, and then social emotional. Dr. Olson recommends a CDC app where parents can easily track these milestones with their children. You can find a link to that app at kptv.com. Haley Rush, Fox 12 Oregon.